So, this is just a little, I guess, another parable. I call it like the things that the Lord puts on my heart as I'm doing other things, and I have a little bit of a puzzle fixation these days. Just a lot of stressful stuff in my life, and I like being able to do a jigsaw puzzle and kind of get my head out of it. And as I was doing a puzzle, like I was thinking about, so there's certain pieces that when I'm doing it, it's like they don't seem to fit. Like when I look at them by themselves, I'm like, this doesn't look like anything on this puzzle, right? And then eventually I'll find what it is. And sometimes it's difficult to distinguish between the pieces. Like I was doing one that had like little fairies, but it also had flowers. And so there were things that I was like, this is definitely a flower, but it was a fairy wing. And so I was like, oh, okay. When I find it, but then I had these ones that were trees. Like I could clearly tell they were pine trees, like the tops of pine trees, right? And I was so confused on where they go. Like I was getting toward the end of the puzzle and I was like really confused. And then I realized like I was imagining them being the top of the pine tree, right? Because that's what it looks like. But then I realized, oh, well, but some of the branches are like going out the other way, and then I realized I had them in the wrong direction. But I was so like, just without even like pondering it, I just immediately knew that they went a certain direction, and so I stopped looking at them as any other possibility, and so I couldn't find where they went, right? And I just felt like there's at one point like the Lord just kind of like, I don't know what he does. So every now and again he gives me this like, pay attention, think about this, there's something more here. And then I started realizing like, I think that I do that in my own life. There are sometimes that there are things that happen in my life that I'm like, no, no, this isn't my puzzle. This doesn't go into my puzzle. This is the wrong puzzle. This needs to get out of my life, right? And then there are other things that the Lord gives me, and I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to do with this. I know where you're going with this, and I'm looking at it in the wrong direction. My mind, it goes up and down, but really it's supposed to be going side to side. And it made me think a little bit more about that, like when the individual occurrences in life, like how if I'm jumping to conclusions on my own, how it can prevent me from actually finding what it is the Lord has in the situation, what the Lord is giving it to me for. And if I'm looking at it and trying to classify, is this a flower? Is this fairy wing? Is this? Like sometimes I can't tell until it's in place. And like, I don't know, it just made me realize like sometimes the things the Lord brings in my life that I have to be, I have to not judge it like until it's like too early, because I can judge it very wrong and then get the wrong perspective and the wrong um, mindset about it. And I can make myself waste a lot of time, I think, like trying to fit the puzzle piece in the direction that I think, or like going, this is not my puzzle piece, right? Instead of just like letting the Lord show me where it goes and when it goes. You know what I mean? I don't know. It like the concept is so clear to me, but like it's hard to verbalize it. So that's why the puzzle pieces makes it make sense for me.